is, whatever time it is for you. And I just wanted to come on here today to talk a little bit about emotions. And there's so much shame behind emotions, especially, you know, and I'm not even ADD moment, I'm not even going to get into all of the types of emotions that there are, right? Because there are such a huge plethora, and Brene Brown talks about how, you know, we only use such a small handful of the huge plethora of emotions that we have descriptors for, and we only, you know, mainly use like happiness, sadness, anger, right? Like, I mean, there's like joy and elation and I don't know, there's like a ton, right? And that's what she talks about, is that we really only use like a certain, like a small number of them. And so for the purpose of this video, I'm only going to be using a small number of them to make this point. And the biggest point being how much shame, is behind anger and sadness, especially. Those two are the most triggering emotions for most of us that have experienced any sort of trauma, because those emotions were not, there was not a safe space held for being able to experience those completely normal emotions in childhood. And you know, I think, you know, I don't even know if I want to talk too much about this, but yeah, I'll just touch on it briefly, because Joe Dispenza talks about in one of his interviews how like anger and sadness and those emotions are not normal emotions. They're emotions that are felt outside of our normal self. And I get that maybe if you get stuck in them, but really those are completely normal emotions, right? And there's something that children experience at such a young age, and I love having a 6-month-old around right now who is not afraid in the slightest to speak up and to show her emotions, right? And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because emotions are actually our universal language. But yet there is so much shame and condemning certain emotions and saying, you know, I am going to go there, because we talk about how, you know, not getting stuck in a certain emotion. And as an adult, yes, because then we're able to meet our own needs. But as a child, like a baby whose basic needs aren't being met, and I'm not just talking about eating, sleeping, pooping, right? Having shelter, like the need for interaction, the need for physical touch, the need to be held, the need to be comforted, the need to, like, you're so reliant as a baby, the need to be picked up and held if you no longer want to sit there playing with the toy, or the need to be able to be set down and play with the toy, and the need, you know, for social interaction. Gosh, I almost almost feel like this could also be a video on our basic needs, when we think about things holistically. So I could do a quick little side ADD there, when we talk about holistically meeting our needs. It's not just that basic, and maybe this would go, into other chakras. Like you have the root, the food, shelter, like your basic clothing needs, like are met. But we really do have those needs for social interaction, for physical connection, as we get older, our spirituality, and physical touch. I think I just said that one right. Social, emotional. So emotional being one of them, our ability to freely express our emotions. And my daughter is just showing me that and teaching me that a lot. And so if I put her in her high chair and I walk away, and maybe I'm making food for myself, or I'm trying to do the dishes or whatever, but I walk away from her and I set her down, she gets mad. She might be okay for a couple minutes, but then she will start to fuss. And the less I listen, the more that intensifies, because she's communicating her needs with me. And usually all I have to do is go sit down on the bench next to her, go sit down on a chair next to her, go sit down next to her, across from her, and interact with her, right? Like, eating is a social thing, even as a baby. It isn't just our basic need, right? Like, there is so much more to eating beyond that. And she does not hesitate to communicate and speak up and say, like, hey, come sit here and pay attention to me. And as soon as I do, she's fine. She gets the eye contact, that connection, the connection. And she's letting me know she can't speak in my words, right? But she's letting me know that there's a need not being met. And that's what anger is. That's what sadness is. Those are needs that there is something going on, and that need is not being met, and that person is therefore communicating it. And that's cool. They're just a shopping cart, chilling literally in the middle of the road. What's a metaphor for what's the spiritual meaning of a shopping cart? I'm gonna have to look that one up. It was literally just hanging out in the middle of, each lane could go around it, but it was hanging out like on the white lines. So, we talk about these things, and I get that it's because there wasn't a safe space held as a child, but the child needs to be able to express the anger, because it means something doesn't feel right to them. They're angry about something. They're angry that we made them stop playing with what they were doing to clean up, or that to leave the house, or they're mad because they were in the middle of something and they didn't want to stop, or their sibling took their toy, or whatever it is. They're letting us know, they're letting that person know, us know, like, I'm not happy that you did that. And kids do not hold back. They don't restrain it when they're healthy. They just gut react, right? Yell or scream or reach out to hit, or and so many times when my kids were 3, that I forget, they're not a baby anymore, and so say bath time's done and it's time to get out of the bath, and they have a toy that I want to stay in the bath, and I take that toy to put it in the bath, and they get mad because I just took their toy and they hit me. And that's their gut reaction of letting me know that I just did something that they did not like. So hitting, yelling, screaming, those are universal language for somebody that is mad. Crying, usually you can tell between a happy cry and a sad cry, right? sadness, grief. It's universally known. It does not matter what language you speak, which country you live in. If you see somebody crying, chances are something's wrong and they probably need some comfort. If you see somebody yelling, chances are they're mad. They could probably use some comfort as well. And obviously happy, joy, laughter. You can tell by the tone of somebody's voice and their mannerisms that they're happy. So really, emotions are pretty fucking cool because they are literally our universal language. I think that's pretty much all I wanted to say about that. And you know, you get the little storytelling side notes in here too. And you know, let me know what you think. I'm sure there's other examples always that I'm forgetting. So share those examples with me below. Maybe share some examples of, you know, maybe encountering somebody in a different country or who speaks a different language. But knowing based off of their intonation, their actions, their gestures, their energy, knowing what their emotions were. And I think that's so cool that we could communicate via emotions in any language. So I love you, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. And yes, let me know your thoughts, and still gonna post the science one. I know, I think I'm hemming and hawing on that one because it is controversial, and being a doctor, it's especially controversial, you know, and I know, like, there's other doctors out there that have maybe censored themselves and their beliefs and stuff like that too, in the community, and maybe I just need to suck it up and speak my truth and, you know, just make the video that science is actually complete bullshit. Piss off all the doctors, all the scientists, all the smarties of the world. So I'll get to that one.